Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now December 5th of 2025, and given that many of those in the media or those in Hollywood, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of personalities, a lot of celebrities, whether it's actors, writers, directors, producers, and more, that are really getting overly political, alienating their fan base, and really dividing their audience. And that's exactly why they are actually running away in droves and heading to other forms of entertainment, or looking up to other specific talents out there that are apolitical and don't drag politics into their careers specifically. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, there's been a lot of things going on right now between the Epstein files, the Epstein case, and recently, how Trump came forward with that revelation about Joe Biden's connection to the Epstein files, where he, of course, apparently actually suppressed and censored a lot of different files out there throughout his entire presidency, and Epstein's connection to both Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton being, of course, suppressed on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter at the time and more. Now, what's interesting here, though, has a lot more to do with the hosts of The View, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Sunny Hostin, and what they had to say in response to the backlash that they received for going into damage control about the recent, of course, issues going on right now with the whole Epstein case. Now, what's interesting here, though, is that, yes, we do know that Sunny, Whoopi, and Joy, they never like it when this actual subject comes up, or elements of it go viral, and there's no stopping it when it actually spreads like wildfire, and that's exactly why and when The View, via ABC and the Disney company, decided to really just jump on that bandwagon. However, with many Hollywood celebrities and personalities, like I said before, in the media, going through tons of backlash for multiple reasons, one major development that is now active involves more to do with the hosts of The View going into damage control after they received tons of pushback after their comments about the recent Epstein twist, where Trump unveiled that Joe Biden had suppressed information during his presidency over the Epstein files, and also the connection to both Bill and Hillary Clinton was suppressed on social media. Now, Sunny Hostin delivered the following for starters. Whatever happened to the free world, whatever happened, where we could actually voice our concerns and our opinions without such reckless behavior coming from the people. And when I say the people now, I'm looking at you, MAGA, because it's you who's taking away the freedom of the people. I decided to break my silence over Trump's claims of Biden and his association with the Epstein files, because any normal person with common sense would know that this revelation is nothing more than a lie. And for my comments defending Biden and myself to backfire on my credibility is deeply concerning, and it proves my point that Trump now has the media and is beginning to control the people. It was a sick move on Trump's part connecting our beloved President Joe Biden to the Epstein files. There is zero proof out there that he suppressed information during his presidency. I don't care what anyone else says, that's a bold-faced lie coming from Trump and the MAGA crowd. Joy Behar then stepped in after Sunny Hostin to go into damage control since their comments brought down ratings to an all-time low. She says, "This is something that needed to be said. It is a reality now that Trump owns nearly everything and everyone, and we are no longer living in a free country. If you have to lie about Biden's connection to Jeffrey Epstein, perhaps something else is going on. Is this a distraction? Perhaps it is. I think that could be very likely. But for our opinions to create such a negative response, it shows all of us how controlled people are under Trump. They are fed nothing but lies and half-truths about Epstein and the Epstein files. The truth needs to be told, and the truth is that Trump is having a very fun time forcing out fictional angles to the Epstein case. That is not helping society. It's not helping anybody." Now, guys, let me just say one thing about Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin here, is that we all know that they are going to constantly double down on whatever they have to do in light of the recent ratings disaster. And we all know that the View's ratings situation has a lot to do with the fact that, yes, they have been endlessly saying things just like this and really just going on the anti-Trump messaging campaign to like a level 10 now, right? It's really bad at this point because now it's like extreme. They're really just tripling down on their narrative. And you guys may recall that when Trump won the 2024 election, do you guys recall that the media got very silent, a lot of celebrities got very silent for numerous months, and then it slowly began to actually come back. And that's exactly when you had a lot of people like Robert De Niro, Tom Hanks, and we'll talk more about him later, and George Clooney, Jane Fonda, and more, really beginning to actually make themselves very loud and clear. Now, she goes on to conclude, but this man, Trump, is the same man who decided to abuse his power to diminish ratings for so many beloved talk shows, even ours, and you can't get more authoritarian than that. We truly are living in an evolved society, and not for the better. So, guys, let me stop there again. Now, the way that they describe Trump, this is the problem that I have with a lot of personalities in the media, is that they really try to paint him like he's like this evil cartoon villain, when it's really nothing even near close to that. Everything is obviously overhyped. Everything is all hyperbole when it comes to a lot of those in the media, a lot of these celebrities saying these things about President Trump. Look, there are people that may very well hate or despise or even fully agree with his policies. And that's fine. And if you happen to be one of those people on either end of the spectrum, that's fine. Welcome below in the comments. People will always have a different opinion about specifically Trump. Now, we know that there's a lot of things going on with Joy, Whoopi, and Sunny, is that they do take their ratings on The View very personally, because they actually use that show as a platform on a personal level. I don't know if you guys knew this. It's not just a check to them. It's not just a contract or a job. They actually view their time on air as a very, very personal thing to really express their politics and their issues with Trump. Now, everything has changed, he says, since Trump stepped into office again. MAGA's obsession with Epstein and the files, it needs to stop already, because it's putting many public figures in a very bad place, just for defending people like Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, and Hillary Clinton, who have done nothing wrong ever. So, I mean, there you have it again. It's kind of quite funny when you have 80% of the media, give or take, maybe even more than that, just like 2 months ago, that was begging for the files to come out, and still are to this day, on specific outlets. And even many Hollywood celebrities were actually begging for the files to actually come forward and be put on the table with full transparency. And now it seems like that they're regretting it, because it's not only making a lot of celebrities look bad for either defending Joe Biden for suppressing anything to do with the Epstein files, or calling Trump a liar about that revelation, or just getting mixed up in the recent Epstein twist. And on top of that, you know, there's a lot of things going on as well with those that were in contact with Jeffrey Epstein that people are going to learn more about in the coming weeks and or months. Hopefully just in a couple of weeks we'll learn a lot more about this. But overall, I mean, you can tell that Joy, Whoopi, and Sunny, especially Joy and Sunny, are having a very tough time accepting the facts that this really did impact their ratings. It really impacted their overall performance via ABC and the Walt Disney Company. This is exactly why Disney stock is very erratic. It's not doing too well in the last quarter of 2025. Even now, as we sit here in December, it is an emotional roller coaster for the Disney executives. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about The View, the Epstein files, and everything that there has to do between Biden and the Epstein files, and Trump's new revelation, and more. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.